John Harder, aka WealthWiz. I had already been talking here for several minutes, and all of a sudden, I realized I didn't even go live. Oh well, go figure, eh? Okay, as I was saying, obviously you didn't hear it. 2018 has been really awesome. It really has been an amazing year. We have accomplished so much in 2018 in so many areas. And we look at what has happened, and this has been on a global scale. It's been going on for a long time without hardly anybody knowing about it, you know. And what am I talking about? Well, this thing of exposing the cabal, or whatever you want to call these, to the deep state, you know, to expose them. This has been in the works for a long time before any of us found out about it. But the fact of the matter is that many of us, and I'm thinking about people like David Icke, myself, I haven't really been all that much involved, even though I have made some videos and have somewhat, basically reiterated stuff that I had learned and heard from others. Nothing really that I have really done any intense research on any of those things, as it were. I have basically only, kind of passed on what I've been hearing from other sources that I believe to be very, to be truthful. But the thing is that we are regaining our power. Humanity is regaining its power, and that is, I am not only saying that in the monetary way or financial way, but in much more ways. The fact is that we were all enslaved. We were all enslaved to these are actually reptilians. They're actually these are actually people that are not from Earth. Are they actually even people? Not really. They are actually aliens, which have been, have been taking control of the financial systems in the world, and thus also taking control of the government, and in order to enslave humanity. This is their aim. They have absolutely no. They have no such thing as feelings, as human, human feelings. They don't. So, hi Bruno. Hi Romeo. Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate it very much. And we are regaining our freedom from these beings. Okay, and so that's a wonderful, wonderful thing, that humanity can finally move on. And this has now happened to the extent that the vibrational field around the globe has actually raised. And now, if you're fairly new to this, I'm not going to go into it very deeply here, but the fact is that even just one person, I can't help it. I'm gonna mention a verse from the Bible again, because I think this is just so fitting. We know that Jesus said, okay, those of us who know the Bible, that just said that Jesus, we know that Jesus said that the angels in heaven rejoice over one sinner that repents. Okay, now the thing is that that in the Christian churches we haven't really learned what a sinner is. The definition of a sinner is very different than what we have learned it to be. Oh, hi, Edwin. Thank you very much for joining me. You know, the definition of a sinner is actually, that's something very different than what we had, than we've interpreted it to be. And that is because of the law, the spiritual law of cause and effect. Now, this law isn't understood by very many people. And the reason it's not being understood is because first of all, the scriptures, as we know them, we call it the Bible, it has been edited and has been portrayed very much different than what the truths of it actually mean. And now, and I don't want to apologize for being the person that tells this to you. If you are hurt by it, that is not my intention. Is not to hurt any person, but nonetheless, we do need to share the truth that we know, and this is one of those facts. And it has the fact of that many people have now woken up to the fact that we were kept in the dark about very much, and this affects all areas because it involves history, and especially history. And why is history so important? History is very important because we need history to understand ourselves. And when we don't understand ourselves, that renders us powerless. We lose our spiritual power by not knowing who we are and the powers that we have. We are just now beginning to regain our own power that we have. We had this power all along, but it was hidden. It was hidden from us because everything was made to appear as true, which isn't true. Okay, so all of the false was made to look real, and as a result of that, we didn't understand it and therefore didn't have power, because we can only use our power according to our level of understanding. And this is why it's important that we understand how things, you know, basically that we understand ourselves and our relation to nature. Anyway, I don't want to really it wasn't really my intention to get into this very deeply, but I wanted to touch on the fact that 2018 has really made a huge difference in many people's lives. We have leaped forward by quantum leaps in 2018. And I believe that 2019 is going to be so much more that is going to make 2018 look very insignificant. Because I believe that very many of us are going to actually become quite wealthy in 2019. And as we do so, we're going to be using our wealth to further lift up humanity, to help those who still don't understand. We will help to allow them to gain the knowledge of the truth. And now, it has taken me quite some time to get to the place where I actually, you know, I mean, I have been sharing Bible verses here and there and stuff like that, but because of my very limited understanding about about how things were, I mean, about how the truth really is, I have refrained from making a lot of videos because I wanted to understand far more myself, so that when I share the truth, that it will have a lot more. How should I say, that it will be a lot more helpful to people. Okay, and so, and I mean that that there is very much that we don't understand, that people don't understand, and I am learning. I have been learning so much the last few years that I mean, it's amazing to be able to look back now and say, wow, I have there is so much understanding that I have gained, and yet I feel like there is so much more. You know, I have still barely scratched the surface of what actually, you know, of the reality of who we actually are. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to just take us through a short presentation, which actually is from the financial aspect, that I believe it's going to be one of the biggest changes, or one of the factors in the equation to bring about some of the biggest changes in humanity, in the world, because of increasing the financial stability in most people's lives. Okay, and so I'm going to take us through a short presentation here, and I'm not going to elaborate very long on it. Hopefully that I will still make it very nice and clear. All right, so let me share the screen. And so we'll just go right to it here. Oh, I have to, I'm just realizing I got to open up a different browser for this. Okay, so here we go. I think it's going to load very quickly here. Okay, hide, and here we are, PDF. All right. Now, as I mentioned, this is in the financial area. I believe that when people become far more stable financially and have more time, this allows them to also much easier to learn who they are, and you know, what the powers actually are that we have at our disposal. You know, and so. So the first question here is, do you want profit? And of course, I believe we all do. And so it's Python Signals, and it's one business with two opportunities. Opportunity number one is the crypto cycles and trends trading. And so why crypto cycles and trends trading? Because it is the oldest and most reliable way to make money on you know, from the crypto market, and it can be done by any person at any time, and start with any amount of money. So it is unlike the way the stock markets were set up. All of that was always set up to empower the rich and impoverish the poor. That's the has been the setup, the way the world was set up, and that is all. We've got to change all of that. So there's very, very much change coming in the future years here, and it is very important that we become thinkers and deep understanding, so that we can make all of the changes that are going to be necessary, you know, for humanity. All right, so buy low and sell high. That is the simple idea about how to make money in the crypto market. It's really the exact same thing as when a person, you know, puts up a store, you know, buying the products at a lower price and selling them at a higher price. And that's really the only way to make profits in the crypto markets as well. So here we have just a simple illustration as to how that works. In January of 2017, $100 worth of Bitcoin in January turned into 1,400 in December, and $100 worth of Ethereum in January would turn into 8,750 in December. By December, should we say, over the course of the year. And then Litecoin, $100 worth ends up being worth 5,000, and $100 worth of Monero end up 2,400, and finally Dash, $100 worth becomes worth $8,890. A total 500 investment becoming worth $26,440. And this is simply just by what it was worth in January, and then also what it was worth in December. Meaning that there would have been quite a number of ups and downs that would have made it, that you could have cashed in on to make it a lot more than this. All right, so the $1 million question is that when do you buy and when do you sell? And I'm just going to share a very short, a little bit of my experience here in the crypto market, because I bought some crypto in January of 2017, and of course the coin that I bought, I had been following it for a little while before I did, and which is why I bought it, because it was gaining momentum quite a bit, and within the first 3 months, I had made $30-some thousand. And of course, then the price went down, and as it says here on this page, when should I buy and when should I sell? Well, because we didn't have Python signals then, and because of that, I didn't know when I should sell. And which simply, because of that, I went down with the price. So I made 30-some thousand and lost just about all of it again, because the price went down to not to where it had been, but nonetheless, it wasn't very far from where it had been. So most of my profits were gone. And of course, it gave me this taste that I now knew that there's definitely money to be made in crypto. So I didn't give up by any means. I knew that this was the place to be. I just had to figure out, how to do this. And of course, now we have Python signals, which obviously is the answer to this $1 million question. And so to answer that question through Python signals is Marius Landman. Marius Landman, he's our chief data analyst. And so he has 30+ years of experience in data projection, as it were. He has developed an algorithm, a computerized program, where you can put data in from the past surrounding incidents and circumstances and so on, and like events, and it will project a future event, allowing you to make changes to surrounding circumstances and having a predictable future outcome. And so that is really helpful in business, where he has been using this for major companies like Shell, General Electric, and things like that. Well, in 2015, he plugged that system into the cryptocurrency space and realized, wow, he could really, really make a lot of money with it. And as he did, other people found out, and so he ended up selling this data to people, and now has developed a program with a few other gentlemen and have developed Python signals so that we can make it available to, all of us, whoever wants to. All right, so I believe that, well, actually I have I have some data from reliable sources that I'll actually share with you at the end of this presentation. All right, so here we have the graph of, in 2019, if you remember that Bitcoin went up to like $20,000. Well, the banks, or should we say Wall Street, using the news media, was selling, or was telling people to buy. As it says here, Wall Street said buy, but Marius Landman said sell. Because Marius, he was using his data algorithm, and it was telling him that the price is actually not going to keep going up, it's going to go down. So he was telling his subscribers, pull your profits out at 19,500 because the price is going to go down. And many of his subscribers pulled out their profits, and of course, the rest of us, we went crashing down with the price. So, what does it take to become to get your hands on those reports, on that data? Well, you got to become a subscriber of Python Signals. Now, in order to become a subscriber of Python Signals, these are the 4 packages that are available. We can forget about this lifetime package. I believe it's gone. There's 1,000 sold, and that's all that will be sold. So what we have available left is the silver package, which is $50 for 30 days. We have the gold packages, which is $150 for 90 days. Then we have the platinum package, which is $250 for 6 months, which is actually a $50 savings from the gold package. And then we have the Galaxy 500, which is obviously $500, and that is yearly. As of 12 o'clock, midnight tonight, that is yearly. Until then, you get 3 extra months on this package. But you have to be making buying this package before midnight tonight, okay? After that, it only covers 12 months, not 15, okay? Now, all 4 packages pay a 10% direct referral bonus when you refer people to your referral link on Python Signals, okay? Now, what else? Well, it also gives you, when you buy a package, excuse me, you also get a place in the matrix. And in the matrix, the silver package pays 6 levels at 24%. The gold pays 9 levels to 36%. The platinum pays 12 levels at 48%. And the Galaxy pays 65.5, 18 levels at 65.5%. All right, so when you buy a package, you, it's not an investment. Python Signals doesn't do any trading for you or anything like that. What that package does, it does 2 things. It gives you access to the information, and it gives you a spot in the matrix so that you can get paid. All right. Now, what do you get exactly? Let's look at that. Now, those 4 packages that I mentioned to you, they give you access to Marius's timely trading reports for the top 40 cryptos, and email notifications. Email notifications when those reports show up in your membership back office, as well as 5.1 million annual income roadmap. So let us take a closer look at that. opportunity number 2, the revenue share plan, RSP, 5.1 million annual income roadmap. So here are the guidelines to, in order for you to get paid. As I mentioned, you get when you buy a package, you get access to the reports and you get a place in the matrix. What that means is that the person that referred you, in their matrix, you're going to now have one place in their matrix, which actually also gives you 2 spots in the matrix underneath you right away. That simply means you now have a chance to refer 2 people. And when you do, the matrix fills left to right under you. And as you put people in there, or if you don't, then people that refer people from above you that refer other people, they will end up filling those spots. And then you get paid what the matrix payout is from those spots. Now, if you fill those spots, if you refer people to fill those spots, then you get also the matrix payout, but you also get a 10% direct referral bonus on top of what the matrix payout is, okay? All right, so I hope that is clear. And you do not have to refer people yourself, as I already referred to, that when other people fill those spots in your matrix, then you will get paid on those from the matrix. You will get paid for those spots that other people have put referrals in your matrix. And if those people in your matrix, if they pick up the pace and keep referring people and end up filling your matrix, you could end up with a complete filled matrix, getting paid from all of those people and never have even referred anybody. Not that that is very likely, but it's definitely possible. All right. So now all commissions are paid in Bitcoin. You go in with Bitcoin and you also get paid in Bitcoin. Now the matrix itself, here is a picture of it. And so we're going to just look at this as simple as we can and hopefully make it very clear for you to understand. The columns, the left column is simply the levels, then the percentages per level, then the amount of subscriptions per level, then the amount of pay per level, and then the total matrix payout on each level. All right, so now let's say that this was your matrix and you had referred 2 people. Now that would be the top level in this matrix, which starts off with a 2. And that would make you $50. Now, if you filled your matrix, or it was filled by spillover, but if your matrix was filled, then you would get paid to 6 levels. If you were a silver member, you would get paid to the 6 levels. If you remember, we looked at silver, gold, platinum, and galaxy packages to be bought. Well, these lines, these highlighted lines, represent those packages. All right. So, as a silver member, you would be making $2,250 yearly income. As a gold member, you would be making $18,250 a year. As a platinum member, you would be making $146,250 a year. As a galaxy member, you would be making $5,102,410 a year residual annual income, total matrix payout. Okay, So that is where the 5.1 million annual income roadmap came from. Now, let's understand this a little bit better, though. Let's just, for instance, say that what if you were a Galaxy member and people in your 18th level had a silver package? How would that, what kind of pay would you get? Or let's say they were gold, okay? It don't matter really, but you get paid on 18 levels, which means that as long as they are within your matrix, you get paid, even if they are silver and they only get paid 6 levels. You still get paid because they are still in your matrix. Okay. Now, on the gold and the silver and the gold, if you noticed when we looked at the packages, that there was a $50 savings between the gold and the platinum. Well, now when you're looking at the matrix, the gold and the silver actually make you more money when people have those packages than you do if they buy the platinum or the Galaxy. All right. That's because the package is more expensive, and you get paid in percentages. All right, so that's how that makes you actually a little bit more money than the other two. All right, so I hope that makes it fairly clear for you. And of course, I'm going to actually stop the screen share, and we'll see if there's somebody there that has any questions. So let me just do that. Stopping the screen share, and then we'll see where we're at in those regards. How about that? All right, is there any questions that anybody has? Thank you very much for joining me. I really appreciate it. I'm just going to turn the light on. It's kind of dark here. It's getting a little dark. All right, so well, I want to thank you very much for hanging out with me here this evening. I appreciate it, and I hope that that it made it fairly clear for you. And now, for those of you watching this video, whether on YouTube or whatever, let me just you know, if you want to get started and want to come aboard, just use the links below and get started. So you can sign up with my newsletter there, and also you can actually create a free account if you want, and I will be in contact with you to help you get started. All right. All right. Thank you so much. You have a wonderful, wonderful evening, and we'll talk to you next time. Let me see here. Okay, here we are. Okay.